Everybody, welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Alright, so I didn't get on yesterday, so I am like insanely behind. But today I want to talk about what other YouTubers choose to ignore. And the gaming industry has had a lot of bad controversy as of late, actually, for the last few months. It just seems to be going in a very, very bad direction. And when I'm talking bad, I'm talking disastrous by a lot of companies. Because why? Because greed motivates these companies. And I appreciate the YouTubers who call it how it is, say what it is, but who still are biased. Now, here's my problem, that are still biased when it comes to the hypocrisy behind it. One example would be one of my favorite YouTubers, Heels vs. Babyface and Az. It's like, I like Az. When he posted this video on Blizzard and Activision not paying taxes, I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was amazing. That, Az was the type of person who I believe to point these things out. I mean, that's what I found amazing about the man. However, he's been promoting a couple games, which isn't a bad thing. He gives his preference. But when it comes to the news behind what's going on with those products he's promoting, he's not stating all of the other problems that's contributed with those companies. And I'm like, well, how is it okay for one company to fuck up and you call them out on it, right? But you don't want to go ahead and call out the companies you're promoting or anything? That to me seems a little hypocritical. So I was kind of a little stunned by it. And, I'm not going to sit here and pick on every game. I could go through the list. But I just find it interesting, like I said, that it was ignored. That it was completely, and I believe intentionally, ignored. I honestly believe it was intentional because it was brought up in his comments. And he still not that he had to reply to the comment, but he still chooses to ignore the evidence. Because there is evidence. And one of the biggest things is Elder Scrolls. He's a big ESO promoter. And I love Elder Scrolls, so I'm not going to sit here and say the man's not allowed to like the game. Bullshit. If you like the game, enjoy the game. Okay? Enjoy it. But my major problem with it was EU servers crashed this last weekend. And he's a PC EU player. For him not to have covered this makes it seem like there's bias intentions there. And I was like, how do these YouTubers sleep at night? Because then we have other YouTubers, right, which I'm very fond of once again, who want to go ahead and rip on Epic Games for their exclusives, but then all of a sudden, and they want to promote Steam. And now, I don't like Steam. I appreciate what they do for the business model. I do feel it is a superior launcher. However, what they do to the industry in its revenue cuts is appalling, to say the least. Not that I excuse what Epic is doing. I understand why they're doing it. I understand the reasoning behind it. Not that I'm promoting it or, I justify it. It's just saying, hey, what are we going to do to change the influence? But yet, nobody is going over there and saying, hey, fuck Steam. Fuck downloading Steam. They're just saying, no. Hey, fuck downloading anything from Epic. It's like, okay, all right. I get it. So there's no two sides to the opinion. It's all one-sided, right? It's your channel, your coverage, but you're not stating any obvious facts. And that's the thing. I feel like there are different content creators at least will say, hey, you know, this could be a good thing. This could be, just be objective. But you don't get that. That doesn't exist. So it's kind of appalling to me in that way. Oh, I forgot to throw up my chat screen. I'll be doing that. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. It's morning, Helly. How you doing? I do apologize tremendously. Morning, Helly. Yeah, no, it just drives me nuts because me and Irish were talking about it, and I was like, it kind of makes me a little frustrated when, and there are just so much misleading context in what's not being portrayed by these content creators. I do appreciate, now don't get me wrong, I appreciate how they, you know, introduce the content. So I'm not bashing on them as content creators. I actually, you know, I adore Az. I'm like, oh my God, you know, he's like, if there was one content creator I could bank on, I thought would be Az. But I'm like, dude, how are you promoting a game when you go to the forums, a game's official forums, and the fans are just screaming? Like, how are you doing it? Like, how can you just sit there and do it? It's mind-numbing to me. And then I'm thinking to myself, why are you not at least being somewhat, you know, objective to say, you know, here's this? And I mean, I feel like the news he covers is good. There's a couple of top-end content creators I like. And then some of their stuff, you know, I still watch them, but some of their stuff's like, nah. But like the Quarterling, I like the Quarterling. I feel his crusade is a worthy crusade, though he gets caught up in the same topics that he's against. So I'm like, if you're against it, why are you, you know, getting caught up in it? So I'm like, you know, at times. But I like him. I like the context in which he brings the content. Okay? So I will say that. Yang Ye. I love Yang Ye. One of another favorite content creator of mine throughout the years. Because he's very well spoken. He's very intelligent. Articulate. But then once again, there's, you know, you could see his own personal opinion reflect or try to influence the consumer. And it's like, okay, I like I like the coverage, but it's like, is this trying to influence consumer behavior? Like, where's that at? We all do it. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it as well. So I'm not sitting here and being judgmental. I'm just stating that, you know, there are some things that as YouTubers just choose to ignore. They choose to ignore these elements that are persistent in the industry. And I'm thinking to myself, can I get at least a content creator? I can't do it, I'll be honest with you. I get scored, I get scorned. So I'm not, I want to promote my channel over anybody else's by any means. I honestly just don't feel that's... But there are just times that I literally question why certain YouTubers, you know, omit certain information. And it's a declaration of omittance is what it is. By choosing to influence the market without any other information presenting why, or at least being, you know, somewhat playing devil's advocate. It's a declaration of omission, is what it is. Trying to get in and out of these before reset, so I'm so behind. Not that I want anything.
You underestimate me. Out of my way.
go. I'm gonna give it up to the bard. Oh, good shit. Alright. Yo, yeah, bro. Totally disappointed, and I got a second ban to boot. Damn. All because I brought up the PCEU server crash. It's very strange. Wonder if there's some deal going on there. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of make you question the content creators on YouTube? It's starting to make me wonder. Because at the end of the day, they can have the audacity to speak against the company, right? When things are apparent. And I'm not discrediting the content that's provided. So when it's apparent, you know, they have the audacity to speak against the company. But what makes this atrocious is it's one-sided. It's against said company and not companies in plural. It applies to, you know, whatever motivates that content creator to speak against that specific company. But if another company was to do it, why aren't you speaking out on that? Why are you promoting a company? There we go. I'm still having internet problems, as you guys can see. I'm just going to stay with the Warrior. I need to get as much stuff done before reset. But, yeah, it's totally, like, apparent. Like, when it's apparent and they can, you know, go out there and provide all of this content to speak against a company, why is it okay to speak against one and not any other that are in this doing the same practices? Why?